Shall we examine it through my eyes? Their own graph shows a visible weakness, and that the headlines are rubbish, the claims are rubbish, all their information is rubbish, their averages are rubbish. This page is the one that gives the game away. They've told you over 8,000 tests, 0 to 12 years, up to 160,000 plus miles. And it all sounds brilliant until you look at the age distribution chart. Percentage tested versus age bar chart. This is the bit they should be talking about first, not last, because this chart tells you what the report really is. Look at it. The 3-year-old bar is the biggest one, roughly a third of the sample. The 4-year-old bar is the next biggest, roughly another quarter to a third. So straight away you're looking at well over half the entire sample being just 3 to 4 years old. I'm sorry, how old were they up to again? 3 to 4 years old equals 60% plus of the sample. Look at the older bars. You can hardly see them. I can just about see. I need my glasses on. All they've used there is a thicker pen. 8+ years, that's a thicker pen they've used. 7+ years, slightly thicker pen. 6+ years, again, just a bit bigger. I don't even know what that could possibly be. It's certainly not 2%. 6 years old is not 2%. 5 years old is not even 10%. It's about 8%. That's just 5 years old, right? And this is what gets me so mad with these people. It's just barefaced lies. Because there's only such a small number there as well, it doesn't skew the figures too much. Wait till the others are that year, do the test again, then compare them to this one, and you'll have a totally different picture. I can assure you. The older end, 6 years, 7 years, 8+ years. They're tiny, absolutely tiny. It's just, as I say, a thicker pen they've used. So when people use this report to say, see, EV batteries are fine long term. Well, hang on a minute. Your own chart says the data set is mostly younger cars. That means the big headline average is being driven by the age group you'd expect to look the healthiest anyway. Vehicle age range, 0 to 12 years old, 2013 to 2025 model years. So, we've got a big graph here. How can I do this? So, let's have a look. So, we've got a big graph here, look. 2013 to 2025. Oh, I've got a present. We're going to put that there too. Right, so this is the graph. That's 2013. This is 3 to 4 years old. Does that show you better? Oh, there you go. Look at that. Oh, machine guns. How do you get the back? Oh, bulletproof shield. Love it. Thanks again. I'll just put my props away. Do you get it? Was that demonstration not good enough? My demonstration, look at the colours there. Just look at the colours there. Look at the colour here on the bar chart. Do you know what? I think If I'd have wanted to prove exactly the opposite of what they're claiming, I'd use that chart. Vehicle age range 0 to 12 years, 2013 to 2025 model years. That sounds broad, but range is not the same thing as distribution. Distribution, range. You can say 0 to 12 years all day long, if hardly any of them are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then the report is not a serious long-term durability benchmark. It's mostly a young to mid-age EV snapshot. Health versus age. State of health, there. Look there. Look at that one. That's 4 to 6 years old. It's just over 60%. 65%. Just under 4 years old. There's some here 70%. About 3 years old. But even so, look at all these. Less than 90%. Look at all them. This scatter plot of battery state of health versus age is damning. What do you see? Look at it, what do you see? Most of the dots are packed into roughly 0 to 5 years and mostly 90 to 100% state of health. Same story. So the average they're proud of, 95.15%, is not some magical proof that all EV batteries are amazing forever. It's mostly the average of a sample packed with newer vehicles. I've done this before. This is as old as time itself. Cowboys in the Wild West selling a gold claim. Big gold rush in the Wild West. People wanted to get rich quick. What did the cowboys do? They loaded shotgun cartridges with gold dust. And then they just went round firing it into the ground of the claim they were trying to sell. Prospector comes along, gets his stuff out, his pan, gets a load of gold. Pound signs. I want this claim. That's what Generational have done with this graph. They've salted it. Why even bring those ones in at the outside? Just to give it a bit of, oh wow, 2013, it's got an average of 95.5%. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. I mean, even there, look. What is it? What's the colour code there, look? You know, can you see from there the mileage? Can you tell from that graph what mileage it's done? Just from that graph. Can you tell? Can you see in there? Even when, let's blow it up. Let's blow it right up. There you go. Can you see in there? Can you get proper information in there? So why have they done it like that? Why haven't they just done printed bands so that you know? There's a 100,000 mile one here that's got a battery state of health less than 70%. And it's what? 2.5 years old, 2 3/4 years old. Look at them all dotted about. And the more they get over there, look. The lower they start going. Look. There's virtually, if you drew a graph, it would be going down like that at 45 degrees. Here's another thing. Even in their own chart, you can see outliers. Some cars dropping into the 70s and low 80s, even at relatively modest ages. There you go, look at them. Don't forget this is only 8,000. So how many do you think are there? And when you look, 0 years old. 0 years old there. I would say all them, the majority that they've tested, are 0 to 1, 0 to 2 years old. Skew the figures much, do you, generational? So this idea that they're all basically perfect isn't even true in their chart that they published. The headline that they published, the headline that GB News have published, is bullshit. It actually proves the complete opposite. And then again, the real question is, what models are those? What usage? What mileage? Private owner, taxi, fleet? How many are there? And they don't show you that breakdown here. Mileage range, 0 to 160,000 plus miles, up to 100,000 miles. So you can't even see from their graph how many 160,000, how many 140,000, how many 120,000s. You can't see how many that. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4? Why do something up to 160,000 and then not differentiate them? Look at the colour scale on the graph. The mileage legend tops out at about 100,000. So they're talking about 160,000 plus in the bullet points, but the visual they give you doesn't actually let you inspect that upper mileage range properly. Why not? Again, not saying it's false. I'm just saying it means nothing, and it certainly doesn't show what they're claiming. Do you know something else from what I can gather? Vehicle types. Battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. And they've mixed battery electric vehicles and PHEVs together as well. That matters. Different battery sizes, different usage patterns, different charging habits. If this is supposed to be a benchmark, split them out, because one blended headline number can hide all sorts of differences. So this page doesn't prove what people think it proves. People that don't know anything about cars, like news reporters, or obviously people that make machines to test batteries, or the people they ask to do the surveys and collate the information. Because when you know something about the motor trade and you look at that, alarm bells.
Come on, kid, we'll have breakfast out on the deck.
I already had breakfast.
Okay, we'll have lunch.
Not lunchtime. That's his head exploding.
What it actually proves, they tested 8,000 cars, but the samples heavily weighted to 3 and 4 year old vehicles, and that will naturally inflate the overall average battery health. It's a massive caveat, and it should have been front and centre. 3 to 4 year old cars dominate the sample. Headline average equals young car average. Older vehicles, tiny sample. Range, representative distribution. BEV plus PHEVs mixed together. Like everything else to do with electric vehicles, it's a dog's dinner. Who do you believe, them or me? Have I not made it clear to you that that report, that headline, and the headline that all the EV shills are repeating, that doesn't prove anything. In fact, it looks to me to prove the opposite. What's the world coming to? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.